This is David West, Jessamine County Judge Executive, and this message is to all the citizens of Jessamine County and our surrounding communities. We're in unusual times right now, and what we want to do is just urge caution for you, for your families. We want to make sure that everybody knows that we are taking every step necessary to make sure that everybody's protected as much as we can, but you play a big part in that. We need to observe the recommendations of the CDC and the Jessamine County Health Department. We need to protect our families as well as we need to protect ourselves. We can do this by doing such thing as ordering your groceries online and picking them up outside and limiting ourselves to as small groups as we can. Once again, take care of yourself and you'll take care of the others around you. Now we're going to turn it over to Randy Gooch with the Jessamine County Health Department.
Thank you, Judge West. We appreciate that. I want to ensure everyone that the Jessamine County Health Department is doing everything that we can to protect the health and safety of our citizens in Jessamine County. You know, this is work that we do on a daily basis. It's just that generally it's behind the scenes when we're doing disease investigation. And it's because of the pandemic that we're having in our world today, is that you see it visibly now, and we're working every day very, very, very diligently to make sure that we protect the health and welfare of our citizenry. I want to give you a status update where we're at in Jessamine County today. We had our first positive case of COVID-19 reported on Saturday, March the 21st. That was a 25-year-old male in Nicholasville, Kentucky. Today we've had 2 reported positive cases. One is a male, 24 years of age in Nicholasville, Kentucky, and one is a female, 23 years of age in Nicholasville, Kentucky. These are just the first of what we're going to see. We expect that as we ramp up testing and we have more testing in our community, we're going to have more positive cases. I think that the message here, though, for everyone is in regards to COVID-19, about 80% of the people that are infected by COVID-19 will have very mild, if no symptoms at all, and may be asymptomatic. The ones that are at the most risk are those that are elderly, over the age of 60, or those that have underlying chronic conditions already, such as heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, things of that nature. It's that vulnerable population that we want to protect the most. And that's why a lot of the social distancing that you're seeing the governor enact is so very, very important. It's to protect those most vulnerable. So we can protect our vulnerable population by adhering to the orders that the governor has put out. Governor Beshear, in my opinion, has done an excellent job with leading us through this pandemic that we're facing today. And it is unprecedented times, and he's having to take unprecedented measures. But with his leadership and Dr. Steve Stack's leadership, our Department for Public Health Commissioner, we are going to get through this. There's no doubt in my mind about it. And really, those measures that he's taking are going to help us to reduce the spread of this disease. And in reducing the spread of this disease, what that does is it maintains the capacity of our healthcare system to deal with our sick patients. And that's what we want to ensure, is that we maintain that healthcare capacity. So when somebody comes to the hospital sick, we're going to have the ability to take care of them and to respond to them. One of the things that Jessamine County Health Department has done is, from a communications respect, we've set up a website where you can actually see our local updates on COVID-19. That website is jessaminehealth.org/COVID-19. And there you will see daily updates reported of how many positive cases that we do have in Jessamine County, just so you can stay informed. Also, we would encourage you to link with us on our social media, our Facebook and our Twitter pages. Also, we're reaching out by radio and newspaper, doing updates there. Another thing that we think is important to inform you about, because we know with all these measures that the governor is taking, we have lots of concerns. And with our website, you should be able to find on there a button that links you to COVID-19 concerns for Jessamine County. If you see any concerns that you have, there's questions that you have about COVID-19 that's local, please go to that button and reach out to us so that we can respond to you and keep you informed. Some of the other main things that we're doing, and we're doing lots of things as a health department, but a couple of the key main things that I think would be important to you is relative to expanding our ability to do contact investigations. With infectious disease, that's one thing that we do, is we find that positive case, and with that positive case, we know that there's other people that may be at a higher risk of becoming infected with COVID-19. And we're reaching all of those contacts and informing those contacts of what they need to do to keep themselves safe and to keep others safe around them. So if you're not contacted, then you're at no higher risk than anybody else in the community. And we want to ensure you that we're following up on all of these contacts and reaching out to keep our community safe with that. Also, the other thing that we're doing in our community is trying to ensure that we have enough personal protective equipment for our long-term care facilities, who has the most at-risk vulnerable population, also our healthcare providers, as well as our first responders. We need to make sure that we keep these people safe so we continue to have the capacity to meet our healthcare demands within this crisis. In talking about how to protect yourself, that's something that's very, very important to us. And you've heard the governor say this many, many times before, but practice good hygiene. This is a day and time that we should be practicing these things already, but at this period of time, it's much more important that we wash our hands, okay? Wash your hands, cover your cough, not with your hand, but with your elbow or a tissue, and throw the tissue away. And also, we ask you to enact social distancing, making sure that you try to stay at least 6 feet away from anyone else and keeping that distance where you won't be infected. And comply with the governor's orders. All of these orders that he's putting out are done so to keep you safe and to keep your loved ones and our community safe as well. Another thing that's important is knowing when to seek care. We need to maintain the capacity of our healthcare system. So if you're just worried and you normally would not seek care, please stay at home. Stay at home, call the hotline. The hotline number is located on our Jessamine County Health Department webpage, but it's also 800-722-5725. And you can also find that at the website that the state has set out at kentuckycovid19.ky.gov. So make sure if you're just worried, well, stay at home, call the hotline. If you're ill but you normally wouldn't seek care, please just call a provider. Let them know what symptoms that you're experiencing, and they will inform you on whether or not that you need to seek that care at that period of time. But if you're sick and you're feeling ill, please call your provider and let them know, and they will let you know whether you need to come in and be tested. We have several facilities now in Jessamine County that are actually testing for COVID-19 or performing the specimens in order to be tested. Some of those are Health Point, our Fairly Qualified Health Center. Jessamine Medical is online. Family Practice in Brandon Crossing. And we expect that the Urgent Treatment Center, Concentra, will also be doing this testing as well. There may be other providers that we do not know of at this time, but those are providers where you might call and seek advice from them in regards to being tested. Another thing that we want you to do is manage your anxiety. We know that this is a very difficult time and it creates a lot of stress, but there are ways that you can manage your anxiety. Stay informed. That's one thing, okay? Make sure that you're following the governor's press conferences. He does those daily at 5, and you can get great updates through his press conference. Make sure that you follow the state website, kentuckycovid19.ky.gov. Lots of great information and updates there. But also, take a break from the news. Take a break from social media, because this will overwhelm you and it will cause you stress in these day and times. The more daily routines that you can preserve during this, the less stress and anxiety that you will have. But especially maintain a healthy diet. Try to exercise. Make sure that you exercise and get enough sleep. And with social distancing, there's nothing to keep you from getting outside and enjoying the outdoors. We have great trails here in Jessamine County, a lot of outdoor activities that you can participate in. So we encourage you to do so in order to manage your anxiety, lower the levels of stress, and continue to keep yourself healthy during this period of time. I'd like to close in just saying we're all in this together, and it's going to take all of us complying with the orders that have been placed upon us in order to overcome this pandemic. But be a good neighbor. Check on your neighbors. If you have elderly neighbors, make sure that they have what they need. Let's tend to each other's needs during this period of time and make sure that we do unto others as we would do unto ourselves during this period of time. And I want to thank everybody for your compliance. I know that this has been very difficult, especially churches on Sunday. We all love to go and be social at church on Sunday and worship our God and see everybody at church. And we know that that's very, very stressful for people to not be able to attend their churches. But we had overall great compliance from all of our churches. We did have we had a few that were non-compliant, and those folks we're educating and we're talking to. But we need general compliance from everyone. And I thank all of you all who have adhered to those orders that have been placed before us. And we just want you to know we're doing everything that we can to protect your health and your safety and lead Jessamine County through this pandemic that we're dealing with. And we will all get through it, just like we have all the other pandemics that have been experienced within our lifetime. We will get through this as Jessamine counties. Thank you.